Live with the community. This is the Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework bi-weekly sync. Today is December 1st. We are almost done with 2022. Where has the year gone? But it has been fantastic with all of you in the community. So let's take a look at what we are going to talk about today. We are going to get the latest updates on SharePoint Framework. We're going to talk about some patterns and practices updates. So PnPjs with Julie. We're going to talk about the CLI for Microsoft 365, reusable PnP SPFx controls. We're going to talk about some samples, and then, of course, what time will it be? Picture time, everybody's favorite time. Then we're going to have two fantastic demos today from two all-stars. David is going to cover create a useful people search with PnP Modern Search web parts, and then Hugo, on behalf of Zhao, is going to show us how building a flight tracker solution with SPFx for Microsoft Teams, Viva, and SharePoint. Woo! That is fantastic. So we are super, super excited to see those two things today. Now, you may be wondering, these are awesome. I want to participate. We want you to participate, and we've got a plethora of opportunities for you to participate in. The first is showing an SPFx demo. So you can do that on this call. In fact, you may say, how can I do that on this call? Well, we've made it easy. We actually have a nice little link for you to go fill out. That'll let us know that you'd like to present on this call. It will reach out to you and get you on the schedule. Now, you may say, well, I don't know, what am I going to present on? Well, guess what? We have a GitHub full of a GitHub account full of an array of repositories for you to submit samples to, all kinds of stuff. We would love to have you show a demo of that on these calls, and we would love to see more about that. So we have a number of ways for you to contribute and participate. We also love to get feedback. How are the calls going? Is documentation needed? Are there areas that you do like that we'd like to see us do more of? So we always like to hear the feedback, whether it be positive or constructive. Just try to keep it positive along the way, no matter what. All right. Now, what are all some of those things that we had talked about? Well, we've got lots of videos for you to take a look at within our community. We absolutely have a ton of those. In fact, some of them are coming out daily. So we know technology moves fast. Videos are easy. Short videos are even easier to watch because they're nice little bite-sized nuggets of digital snacks. And so we want you to be empowered to learn more about all the technology that we have available to you. So check out these two YouTube accounts, aka.ms/M365DevYouTube and aka.ms/M365/videos. We've got a number of open source programs and initiatives, some of which we're going to talk about today. We've got galleries aplenty. We have so many sample galleries because you are all awesome and have contributed to that. You can see them all at aka.ms/M365/samples, but they do cover a wide spectrum of Teams, SPFX, Power Platform, list formatting, and just really the list goes on. But you only need to remember one URL to get you to all of this cornucopia of goodness, and that is aka.ms/M365/community. That will provide you access to things like all the different community calls that we have. Speaking of community calls, what do we have? Well, we got lots of those too. So the Microsoft 365 platform call is a weekly call that occurs on Tuesdays. Now, what makes this special is that these are presenters that are direct from Microsoft. That means that you're going to get those project managers, those product managers, those program managers. They're going to show you all of the cool latest and greatest going on with the programs and products going on within Microsoft. So definitely want to get that on your list. We'll take a look at what's coming up at that one next week in a moment. We also have the Microsoft Identity Platform, Office add-ins, the monthly Power Platform community call, and then, of course, our two PnP sibling calls. So the Microsoft 365 and Power Platform community is next Thursday, and the one you're on right now, Viva Connections, SharePoint Framework. These are kind of sibling calls that rotate every other Thursday. You can get all of the links for these community calls and as well as the invites at aka.ms/M365/calls. And if you can't make them, don't worry, they're recorded like this one is being now, and you'll be able to watch it on demand. So you can binge watch it, in fact, if you wanted. They're a fantastic way to learn more and keep up to date with what's going on in the community. Now, speaking of that platform call, the next one's going to be on the 6th of December at 8 a.m. Pacific. We're going to have Isaac Chacon talking about Python SDK public preview. Our very favorite Waldek Masticars is going to be showing building one productivity hub with SPFX for Teams, Microsoft 365 app, Outlook, in SharePoint. So very, very cool. And then, of course, Vesa will be back from ESPC, and he's going to show an introduction to Microsoft Viva Toolkit to kickstart our Viva extensibility. So always exciting stuff. He's always got something cool to show. So you can get that recurring invite at aka.ms/M365-dev-call. Now, you may be thinking, man, this is a lot of stuff. How in the world do I keep up with all these new things? And how do I even learn how to contribute? Well, Sharing is Caring is a program that we've started that provides hands-on safe space guidance. What does that mean? Sounds like a buzzword. Means that we are going to have you join calls with members of the team, members of Microsoft, MVPs in the community, like-minded, passionate contributors like yourself. And we're going to walk you through how to do a number of things. So, for example, maybe you've never done an actual GitHub sample repository submission, and you're like, well, how do I do that? Well, you do that together, and we'll show you how in these sessions. And they're safe space because we don't record them. So you can ask any and all questions. We know sometimes when things are recorded, who's going to watch this? Should I know this answer to this question? Well, we want to empower you to feel free to ask any and all questions. So we've got first-time contributor. We've got writing for the web, which is a really popular one that started with Hugo Bernier and Emily Mancini. We got Power Platform Samples contributor, and we're scheduling more in the upcoming months. So some of those are already available for you to register for, so we invite you to do that. aka.ms/sharingiscaring. It is absolutely free. There is no cost whatsoever for you to do that. So definitely take advantage of these opportunities. We'd love to work with you and empower you. Now, once you have contributed, we want to recognize all the amazing work that you're doing. And we've done that by setting up a formal and official recognition program. Now, many of you have been seeing this on Twitter, and you may be thinking, how are these people getting those really cool badges? Well, all you got to do is register. This is a free program that we cover the cost for. It's powered by Credly. Yes, that same Credly that handles all of the certification badges when you get Microsoft certified. These are the exact same kinds of badges. They will sit right alongside those certification badges. You can share them on Twitter, associate them to your LinkedIn profile, print them out, put them on cards, send them to people, let them know how awesome you are. Joking, of course, but you will be able to show your clients and your managers that you're making a difference, and this is our way of giving back to you. So we want to make sure that you're empowered. You only need to opt in once. We're doing a lot of processing right now, with today being the first, so keep an eye on those emails for some new badges coming out for those that maybe have recently registered. And we really, really appreciate all of the effort that you're doing, and this is one of our ways of giving back. In fact, the season of giving is upon us, right? You may have seen this for the month of November, and of course now the month of December. If you make any contribution, you're going to get this one-time only season of giving badge for 2022. So we're constantly looking to come up with fun little initiatives and themes for the different months of the year to encourage you and show appreciation above and beyond some of our other badges. So really, really, really appreciate everything that everyone is doing in the community. Now, we have an update. Announcing SharePoint Framework 1.16.1 that was released on the 30th of November, just yesterday. So see the release notes for more information. Vesa will no doubt be back after he is finished with ESPC to talk more about this, and we'll cover this in more in depth in the future. But definitely take a look at that. It was available and released yesterday, so hot off the presses. Now let's talk about PnPjs with Julie.
Sure, my mute wouldn't come off, and I just took a bite of my breakfast. Wonderful. Hello,
Perfect
everybody.
timing. Sorry about that.
No, it's totally fine. My fault. We have version 3.10 to be released December 9th. We don't have a lot in there at the moment. We have finally a fix for the caching pessimistic behavior that got broken with an earlier update, and we did some fixes for the get sharing information to allow selecting fields. We have some other graph updates that are going to be on the way, and probably other little things that will come in the next couple of weeks from the community. So thank you for that. Thank you for those contributions. As always, if you see an update or a fix that's merged in that you want to try out, you can test it with our V3 nightly builds. So you can just go ahead and install those using that npm install at pnp/sp at V3 nightly or at /graph at V3 nightly. And that will give you the most latest and greatest up-to-date builds, so you can test those things out. As always, follow us M365 PnPjs on Twitter. That's all that I have today. Thanks. All right.
Awesome. Thank you, Julie. Get back to that breakfast. I might join you soon. All right. CLI for Microsoft 365. I'll cover for Gary today. Update a new V6 release. So update SPFx projects to 1.610. Of course, we just announced 1.16.1 support coming in the next few days. So they are right on top of it. That team is so fantastic. Extended docs with command output to help you build scripts, create list items in a batch. Who doesn't love a batch? Manage Dataverse, Power Platform cards and publishers, manage file versions, configure how to display commands, help, and more. So you can always install and run V6 using the NPM properties, and it works in Docker. So don't hesitate to check out CLI for Microsoft 365. It is by far, by the way, that updating SPFX projects feature is amazing. If you have not seen that yet, do yourself a favor, take a look at it. It is by far fantastic. So very, very cool. All right, let's move into SPFX reusable components, React Controls 3.12.0, enhancements for dynamic form and site picker, SPFX v1.16 support with various fixes, and the React property controls are at 3.11, also with v1.16 support for SPFX. You can check out all the release notes and learn more about these controls. They are extremely, extremely beneficial to you. Do not recreate the wheel. These were created by members of the community, for members of the community, and they are here to make your life easier. So do the cool things that you really want to do, not recreating the wheels that that someone else has already done for you. So definitely take a look at that. Okay. All right. Let's move into PnP Modern Search. Building modern search experiences with flexible web parts, of course, modern search. So v.4.8, the ESPC 2022 release. How cool is that? Get a release associated to an entire event. A thank you to a number of our contributors there. It has got the SPFX 1.15.2 update. No doubt more updates will be coming soon. Just a heads up on the V3 updates. It's been about a year, so Mikhail is not caring to keep coding on it. So just keep an eye on that. Probably will stop those updates here pretty soon. You can learn more at aka.ms/PnP-search. Very, very cool way. Again, don't recreate the reels here, everybody. There are awesome, awesome things. All right. Now, let's talk about some PnP SPFx samples. We have and love new samples. We've been busy with a number of things, getting them processed. We had a big update last week. We got more coming in that we're processing, but we want to thank you for all that you're doing. It is fantastic. You're doing amazing things here for our SPFX extensions, web parts, and ACEs. Keep those coming in. We absolutely love all the work that you're doing. There are so many there. You can actually see all of them at aka.ms/m365/samples. That's SPFX, list formatting, teams, all up in the solution gallery. So very, very cool way. And if you're contributing to that, by the way, you're going to get a really, really cool author page that shows all the amazing things that you're doing there at adoption.microsoft.com. So definitely check that out. Well, let's see. What do we have left? We have, what time is it? Picture time. So let's show off those cameras, and I will move this over here. Let's go to together mode. Looking fantastic. Move that in. All right. We still got a little bit more room. A few more seats. There we go. Everybody's filling in nicely. Excellent. All right. Get those hands and arms warmed up. Let me just start the recording of that. 3, 2, 1. All right. Let's give a wave to everybody. Woo! Looking fantastic. Love those smiles and waves. Everybody looks great. Excellent. Okay. Very good. All right. Okay. All right. Well, what time is it now? It is demo time. Okay, let's wrap this up. Well, how about for our presenters today, David, Hugo, and on behalf of Zhao, your amazing samples. Thank you for what you're providing to the community and sharing with the community today on those demos and presentation. The recording will be available in 24 hours on the Microsoft 365 Community YouTube channel. If you try to download it from Teams, it'll say, hey, it's ready to download. You know what? It's not. Unless you're a Microsoft employee, you can't download it. But you can subscribe to YouTube, and you will get alerted as soon as it is available for you to consume and watch. You can do that at aka.ms/m365/videos. You can also follow us on Twitter at Microsoft 365 Dev or at M365 PnP. We will let you all know at that point too when they're available and ready to watch. The next Viva Connections and SharePoint Framework call is 2 weeks from today, December 15th, 7 a.m. Same bat channel, same bat time. The next M365 and Power Platform call will be December 8th, 1 week from today, 7 a.m. You can get access to all these calls at ak.ms/m365/calls. Thank you, everyone, for being part of the amazing community and the incredible individuals you are. Keep up the great work. We really appreciate all the contributions you're making. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everybody.